Welcome back to Triple Off Sports Talk. I'm Josh. That's Bryce. Roy over there. We're all three back again.
Yep.
Roy didn't want to come last week because he was mad at us.
I was here last week.
Were you? Or was it 2
Yes.
weeks ago?
2 weeks ago.
No.
It all runs together. Pod 78. Well, let's go over the standings real quick. I'm going to breeze through these. Orioles continue to struggle. I'm going to go from – actually, no, we'll go from the top. American League East, Yankees 19-16 currently playing. Let me flip to the live game. Oh, they're losing. So, yep. Red Sox 18-18, Rays 16-18, Blue Jays also 16-18, and the struggling Orioles 13-20. Out in the AL Central, Tigers 22-13, best record in the AL. Cleveland 20-15, Kansas City 20-16, Minnesota 15-20, and Chicago 10-25. Out west, Seattle 20-14, Athletics 20-16, Houston 17-17. Texas 17-18, and the Angels coming down to earth 13-20. Out east in the National League, Mets 23-13, Phillies 19-15, Nationals 17-19, Atlanta 16-18, Miami 13-21. Out in the Central, Chicago with a 4-game lead, 22-14, Cincinnati 18-18, Milwaukee 18-18. Cardinals 17-19, and then Pittsburgh 12-24. 5 straight, I believe, is the longest losing streak in baseball at Pittsburgh. Yes. Out west, Dodgers best record in baseball, 24-11. San Diego 23-11. Giants 22-14. Arizona 18-17, and then Colorado 6-28.
Wow.
Anything stand out to you guys?
Standing wise, no. I mean, no one's running away with them. There's not like one team just out there just killing it. I mean, other than Colorado being absolute dog shit.
Yeah.
I mean, and the White Sox aren't very good. The Braves were hot there for a minute, but they're coming down. But yeah, I mean, there's teams that are starting. I mean, if you look at it, there's a lot of teams with a good run differential. I mean, positive, which surprises
Cubs
me.
are number one.
Yes, they are.
69, yep, 69.
Yep.
But I mean,
Tigers,
but there, yeah, there. But there's, I mean, you look at it, there's a lot. I mean, there's the whole West besides Colorado's got a positive. I mean, everybody's there's. I mean, and then in Central, everybody's a positive except for Pittsburgh. So everybody, I mean, it's just crazy how across baseball, there's a positive run differential, even though teams aren't, teams aren't like 10 games over 500. It's not like it's something like that. So it's just kind of balanced this year so far. Injuries have been a big problem, I think, across the board for everybody, and that's what's probably another thing that's helping out.
Yep. Yeah, I'll go next. I don't have a whole lot this week. I don't think the records have changed a whole lot, like in a swing. Bryce pointed this out, even though I did already know this. The American League East is the only team without a 20-win team. Yankees are in first with 19. The whole division outside of Baltimore is literally one series away from being in first. The AL Central is hard for me to judge because the White Sox are really bad, better than they were last year, but Detroit looks really good, better than I thought they would. Out west, Oakland looks good. They're legit. They could definitely make the playoffs, but I really think Houston hasn't played very good. They're 500. Texas has not played very well. They're basically 500, and they're 2 games back. So, that whole division. And then, out west in the NL, it's just a fire. I mean, it's everybody. I mean, all 4 of those teams, I think, could make it to the National League Championship Series. At the moment, I still have questions about the Giants, but man, Arizona, if they could learn how to get one of those pitchers to pitch, I mean, they put up 10 runs a game. I swear.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
But I don't have anything else crazy, really. Nothing, no topic.
Yeah, I was going to mention the same thing. We kind of talked about it before the game that AL East was pretty clearly the best division in baseball last year, and they're struggling right now.
Bryce, you had a topic you want to talk about?
I did. Roy, so in MLB The Show, the game we play for baseball, every month they come out with what they call an April Spotlight player, and it's basically like whoever was the best player for the month, stats wise and everything, they get like a special card with like super boosted abilities and everything. And this month's player, I wanted you to guess who you think should be the spotlight player that should get a rewarded card for who's played the best this month, basically.
Or so far this month?
Yeah.
So the season till
this
today,
past month,
April and May.
I mean, Aaron Judge has been, number one across the board and everything.
Yeah,
I agree.
That was
Aaron Judge has easily probably been the number one, but who do you think got the card? Because it wasn't Aaron Judge.
Probably Kyle Tucker.
It was not Kyle Tucker either. It was Corbin Carroll.
Corbin Carroll got it.
Really?
Yeah.
So I know, Roy, I agree. Bryce asked me this 2 days ago, who I think should get it. I go, Aaron Judge should get it. He's been the best player by miles. But in MLB The Show, Aaron Judge has his regular card is already super, super good. They're not going to give him the same valued card. No one would use it, or it would be no purpose of a difference. But they give it to a player that doesn't have a boosted card yet, and Corbin Carroll doesn't have one yet. So
I have another player pulled up who beats Corbin Carroll in every single thing except for he has one less home run and he has 5 less stolen bases. And this player did not get it. This is Pete Alonso. He should have easily gotten it. He is batting .349 with an on-base percentage of .469, slugging .674, an OPS of 1,100, and has 9 home runs and 45 hits. And I just don't see how it wasn't him. He got the second highest under Corbin Carroll. I just thought it was kind of bogus, so I wanted to talk about it a little bit.
All right. I'm going to go into our draft picks that we have.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in last. I had a bad week, real bad week. I have 104 wins. Roy had a killer week. Roy's up to 112, so I'm 8 back, which, I mean, we all know 8 back is not a whole lot, but like still, in retrospect to everyone else's weeks. I'm 8 back. Roy has 112. Bryce did not have a good week either. Bryce is only 4 ahead of Roy now. 116, 112, 104. Roy had real good weeks from the Athletics, Guardians, and the Mariners. Those 3 teams. I don't think the Athletics lost last week. Maybe one time. So, but because their numbers shot up.
It's the bottom of my lineup that's killing me.
The Tigers really are the only team this week, and the Dodgers, that gave him wins. I don't know if the Angels and Rays, your tier 4 or tier 3, I don't know if they gave you more combined than like 3 wins for the week.
The Cubs just gave me wins too. They beat the Brewers this series. This week.
Oh, I mean, they're giving you, 1 or 2 or 3 points. The Cubs also, but the Rays and the Angels really did not do anything.
Yeah, they did bad.
And then for me, the Yankees so Bryce has 3 teams with over 22 wins. Dodgers, Cubs, Tigers. Roy has 3 teams, or let me rephrase this. Roy has 5 teams with 18 to 20 wins. So you don't have you don't have as much as Bryce for those top teams, but your whole team is right at that level.
Yeah.
I only have 1 team above 20 because the Yankees can't win a game when they have a lead. They just can't.
Oh, I mean, worst bullpen in baseball right now.
Yeah, so
shouldn't have ever allowed beards for the team.
It's not even the thing is, Devin Williams is bad with the beard, but even Luke Weaver looked terrible last night. I mean, it's just been 5 lead or blown saves with leads over after 8th inning. That's just ridiculous.
I mean, let's be real though. Devin Williams is all 5 of them. I know Luke Weaver gave up 2 hits. He hadn't given up a run all year. You're just gonna have to give up every once in a while. I get it, but man, he's been brutally bad. I mean,
starting pitching hasn't been great either. So
no, it hasn't.
They're all going into the season. The Yankees were struggling. If it wasn't for Aaron Judge batting .414 and having 11 home runs, and then having Goldschmidt hit big hit after big hit when he needs it, and then Ben Rice coming out, drilling the ball, and Jason Dominguez actually hitting the ball, the Yankees would be down there with our Orioles. They're pitching other than Max Fried coming in there every game.
Yeah,
and Rodon looks good sometimes, but he's one of them. I've never seen a pitcher consistently could go a no-hitter for 4 innings and then just get rocked the 5th inning.
I'll tell you what, Max
That's
Fried, the last 5 starts, last month and a half, top 6 pitcher in baseball.
Oh, yeah.
Unbelievably good.
I heard. I mean, like I said, I got my buddy Logan Boyd is a huge Braves fan. Said he loved Max Fried. Was upset that they let him go. They just weren't going to match the money, and he did struggle in the playoffs, is what he said.
Yeah.
But right now, man, he's our ace and doing a hell of a job.
And the thing that Max Fried does that is encouraging is he's not a guy that throws 99. So when he gets a little bit older into this contract, you know, that stuff isn't going to fall off nearly as much as if you have the power pitcher. I actually watched a podcast the other day, Roy, and I was going to talk to you about this. I don't want to sit here and talk Yankees all day because this can be pretty brief. I think we've basically seen the end of Garrett Cole basically be a dominant pitcher because he's going to come back from Tommy John at the All-Star break of next season probably. He'll be 36 or 37 years old.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no.
Does he have the velocity anymore after not pitching for that long? So I don't know if you
can be like a CC who learns how to place his pitches and go 6 innings like CC used to do.
Yeah. So we'll see if that happens. But Max Fried should be really good because even if he gets a little bit older, you know, next year's whatever, but like as he gets into the contract, he isn't a power pitcher. He's a mix. He has 9 pitches basically. He mixes all of them, throws big 12-6 curveball. That's going to play even at an older age. We saw Kyle Hendricks do that. Kyle Hendricks didn't blow people away. You know,
Kyle Hendricks had a great game this week too.
Yeah.
Looked like prime Kyle Hendricks.
So, but I'll tell you what, I think Max Fried has rubbed off on Carlos Rodon a little bit because Carlos Rodon, his entire career, fastball up, slider down and away to lefties, down and into righties. Now he's mixed in a changeup, who he's worked on for 2 years, but he's also throwing a slider, but it looks more like a curveball, but it is technically a slider. He's throwing that slider early in counts. And let's be real, you're going to sit fastball for the most part in Major League Baseball. And when you see a big looper come in first pitch, you're probably just going to say, I'll take that. I'll wait. Well, he's getting ahead 0-1. Well, then it's Carlos Rodon's not falling behind as many hitters the last week.
And he's getting all this. I mean, he's getting a lot of pitching advice from Andy Pettitte, who Andy Pettitte is probably my favorite pitcher ever in the Yankees uniform. I love Andy Pettitte.
So, Pedro Martinez?
Pedro, never a Yankee, so no. And I hate Pedro Martinez.
But I think Max Fried has rubbed off on Rodon a little bit. And I think it can make him a lot – because Carlos Rodon is one of those players that once he gets older will not be as effective. Mm-hmm. And I agree. I know what you're talking about, you know, 6 good innings blown up in the 7th or, you know, whatever. But it's been better.
It's getting better.
The other night, he had an infield pop fly, drop right in front of him, strikes out the next 2 batters. You know, doesn't let it affect him. Usually that pisses him off. So I've been impressed with Rodon in that regard. But I will give you a last tip before I move on from the Yankees, Roy. Marcus Stroman getting injured has been the best blessing in disguise, even if we drop a few games having to start someone else, because that 140 innings is getting a lot harder and we can get out of that deal.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you heard the Michael King interview last night.
I did not.
He would they said I don't know who interviewed him, but they said, would you return to the Yankees? He goes, like, would you accept a call from the Yankees after a trade? He goes, oh, absolutely. I hope they call me. So
I'd take Michael King back.
He's not, you know, going to get a 10-year deal. So you can move Marcus Stroman's money. If he doesn't hit 140 innings, we get out of the deal. Move that right to Kinger.
Yep.
Not saying it will happen. I'm just saying. But that's all I have for baseball, really.
I have one more thing for baseball. And it's for Bryce. Did you see your owner's interview the other day? You didn't see it? Talking about how Cubs don't do $500 million contracts.
Is that what he said?
Yeah, they can't compete. He said we can't compete with the bigs because they were asking him.
Yes, they
can you compete with the Dodgers? Can you compete with the money with the Mets? And he said no, we're not that type of franchise. We're not that type of player. You know, we want about consistency where we get like you're doing right now. You know, consistent with older, younger players batting. You know, playing that game. He said they're not the type of organization that's going out there and spending that. You know, $100, $500, $700 million contract. I didn't know. I wanted to get your. I thought maybe you saw it and you wanted to throw your way. Not saying that he wasn't going to try to sign Tucker because he did say he'd like to try or he'd like to make it out there. But I took it from that he didn't really want to spend that kind of money.
It doesn't even make sense because 2 years ago we were into the final 3 of signing Shohei Ohtani. So I mean, they talk like that, but then they'll act like they're going for these big fish, and then they're just like, we can't meet it. It's like, do you want to be competitive or not? If you sign Kyle Tucker, however many years you sign Kyle Tucker for, that's how many years you will be competitive, no matter what, without injury. He is that good of a player. He's a top 5 player in baseball and will be a top 5 player he's not like a fast guy who's going to run and tear his hamstring. Mm-hmm. He doesn't play super aggressive defense. He just goes out there and hits the ball. I mean, move him to DH if you have to. I don't care. He should be a $500 million player signed right now.
I looked it up as Roy said that because I also did not see that interview. I have the quote. Chicago Cubs owner Tom Ricketts shares on how he aims to stay competitive against teams like the Dodgers and the Mets in the National League. There are, in quotes, there are teams that have the resources that we do not, and nothing we can do about that. He says, going into this year, we should be the team to beat in our division, and if we win our division, anything can happen. We
and
should
make the playoffs every year.
Multiple years.
That's all they want. He said, win the division and make the playoffs every year is all he said.
That's all he cares about. He does not care about World Series.
I mean,
I don't understand how you can just talk and act like you're not a big market team. The Cubs are like a top 5 market team.
They should be. Yeah. I mean, they got the money. And the Ricketts own everything around Wrigley Field. So, I mean, they're bringing in money.
Bars and everything, they make so much money. There's no reason.
I understand the concept of building the best possible team to win your division, because we all know a hot team in baseball beats a good team in baseball. That's just how it works. So I understand the concept. Win your division. You're guaranteed a top 3 seed. You're guaranteed to be in. You don't know after that. If you guys are hot, it beats a good team. And I also agree in one side, let's be real. Even if Chicago is a big market team, which they are, and they should be able to spend as much as they want, are they really going to spend as much as the Dodgers are currently at the moment?
No team in baseball is going to.
Exactly. I agree. So you're never going to catch them in that regard. You don't have to be the biggest.
But so you could still pay Kyle Tucker for $500 million. You still got players that you got young players that you have that you're saving money on, and you can balance that out and have a $300, $400 million payroll, and that's not bad in my opinion.
No, I agree. That's what I was getting at. Was even if you're never gonna reach the Dodgers or the Mets, because the Mets, I think the Mets will pass the Dodgers here soon in money. That does not mean
Cohen doesn't
not spend money. Is that like I'll use a great example. The Cubs were going to sign or going to start Matt Shaw this year. And if Matt Shaw is your long-term option, I get it. What's stopping them from signing Alex Bregman? Now, Bregman is better on the Red Sox than he would have been on the Cubs because of the park. I get it. $100 million for 2 years, $50 million. Matt, okay, you sign him for 2 years. Does he accept that deal? I don't know. He got $120 for 3, if I'm not mistaken, from Boston. So it's not like he signed an 8-year deal. Like that's what he was holding out for. Why couldn't the Cubs be like, we just got Kyle Tucker. We're not paying Kyle Tucker this year. Let's pay him, let's overpay for 2 years, 3 years.
The Cubs have so many prospects right now, though. They either have to trade them or play them. I think that's kind of how they felt with Matt Shaw. It was either play him or trade him.
That's good. I mean, it's good to have. Just don't turn into the Yankees where you just leave them in the minor leagues forever, and then say you're holding on to them and not going for those big fish and then when they turn to shit, and then they end up just going somewhere else anyway with the Rule 5 draft. And that's what pisses me off about the Yankees. But John Heyman after that interview said the Cubs would only offer $200 to $300 million for Kyle Tucker in that range is what he said. Now so I was asking. That's why I thought maybe you got a chance to see that. Maybe I didn't know.
The big hope is that his agent, I don't remember who it is, it's some company. That's the same agent that Jason Hayward had, who's the most paid Cub of all time, and Dansby Swanson, who's the second most paid Cub of all time. So they do have good chemistry with that agent and think they can get a deal done. That's like the big edge that we have with Kyle Tucker.
To me, and I told you this like an hour ago, Bryce. If the Cubs came to Kyle Tucker today, because I agree they should offer him an extension right now.
They should
not let him hit free agency.
No.
But if the Cubs came, and I'll just use even numbers, 10 years, 500. I'm not saying he's getting that. I'm just using that. And they offer him that contract tomorrow. What makes Kyle Tucker sign that? Go, well, if you're going to offer me that, what are the Mets going to offer me next year? What are what are the other teams going to offer? What if they offer me 12 for 6? What
it comes down to is what he values, and
exactly.
There's players that value playing in Wrigley a lot because of that.
The only way Kyle Tucker signs an extension is one, I think the Cubs would even have to go above what he wants because then that would keep him out of testing the market, one.
Yeah.
And two, he would have to just love that place and not want to go. But
that is one thing that Wrigley has is that people love playing there.
And after Juan Soto left the Yankees, they did a lot of interviews with him, and not even so much with him, just with other things. Juan Soto loved his time in New York, and I truly do think he loved his time with the Yankees. But it was only for one season. One season is a long time, but it's really not a long time at the same time. So, you're not, it's not like you came up the system. You've been there for 4 or 5 years. You like the sit. You love, So it's just hard. To me, I don't see Kyle Tucker sign the extension in season. I'm not saying they won't sign him after, but I just don't see it after, especially at 1 year after what Juan Soto did. Kyle Tucker having maybe not a career year, but I mean, just as good as he's been forever.
Yeah.
Just doesn't make sense in my mind that he would sign it until he hit free agency and just because even if, you wanted to go to the Cubs, let's say I want to play for the Cubs for the rest of my career. Cubs go, we'll give you 400. He goes to the market. The Mets go, we'll give you 600 for 10 years.
See,
and
that's
he takes
where
back to the Cubs and goes, give me 600 for 10 and I'll stay right here. It's exactly what Aaron Judge did. Yeah. Aaron Judge tested the market. Giants gave him the best offer. He took it back to the Yankees, said, match it, and I'm there. And they did. So that's the reason I just have a hard time believing he'll sign it at this point. But if he just really wants to be there and they give him a good deal,
I think the Mets are the problem. The Dodgers are a problem, but I think the Mets, like you just said, Mets are probably going to be past the Dodgers.
Take this
and I bet the Mets will offer him something ridiculous like 10 years, 70 million. I mean, 700 million, something stupid, because that's just what that guy does not care about money. I mean, he does not. I mean, Cohen does not care about money, and he'll take a loss to one. He wants to embarrass the Yankees. He's already said that. And two, he just wants to be the king of the sport.
I get the Mets. To me, as much as they spend the money, they are selective a little bit. Like they don't just give it to anyone, but once they figure out who they want, they'll do anything to get them.
Yeah.
I don't know if they really will go after Kyle Tucker too much. I mean, let's be real. They got Juan and Wright. They got Pete at first. One of those guys, I think Pete can stay at first for a little bit because they signed
Pete's under a 1 year deal, right?
I think he's there for like 4 or 5.
No, I thought it was 1 year.
No. But Juan Soto, let's be real, he will move to DH in the back half of his career.
Oh, yeah.
They would have to move somebody to DH. And
I don't know if they're going to survive with Juan Soto and Kyle Tucker in the outfield together. They could. I'm not saying, if they want Kyle Tucker, that's all for them. But I don't know if the Mets are going to go after Kyle Tucker. But yeah, when the Mets, decide they want players, they're going to go get them, and it's going to be hard to beat.
Pete's only a 2 year deal.
Okay. But baby, all right. Well, Yankees are going to win tonight, probably.
Why is that?
Just scored. They've scored 5 runs in the inning. I don't know how, but yeah. Oh, Wandy Peralta's pitching. Nice. Okay. You guys got anything else?
No, I just wanted to know. That was my question for Bryce.
All right. Bryce, you got another topic to talk about?
I did just want to mention real quick, the Battlehawks picked up another win. Since it's a short video, I wanted to throw that in there. Max Duggan is a stud in the XFL. I know they only scored like 12 points or something, but it's really not on him. He got him into the red zone over and over and over, and we just couldn't convert.
Yeah, you want to give me like a quick explanation of the game? I haven't seen anything from it.
So, it was just a straight defensive battle the entire game. I think Battlehawks had like 4 turnovers maybe. They were just shutting down everything that Dallas did the whole time. And then we would get the ball and we'd get on a run, get a big play, and we get into the red zone and then go for it on 4th down or something and just turn it over on the 1. And it just finally punched one in, 12-3, maybe 12-6, something like that. It was a super low scoring game, but I normally don't like those games that much. That was a really entertaining low scoring game. I was pretty impressed with it. And I got a picture with Jacob Saylors at the end of the game, former Giants running back. So
nice. Yeah. I was checking the score maybe every 20-ish minutes. Yeah. Whenever
0-0 the whole first half.
Yeah. And then wasn't like 9-0 at one point. I'm like, what that? Like, yeah, this was very confused by it, but yeah, they needed that win. They go to Memphis this week, who's really not that good. They can't afford to lose that one.
Yeah. Shout out to my buddy Jake Bucher for coming to the game with me. That was a good time.
If
Yeah.
Jake went with you?
Yep.
I didn't know that.
Old Big Butte came down. And
Yeah.
we went to the casino afterwards.
Yeah. All right. Miscellaneous.
Somebody got a game before mine, or
I do. I have a game.
I mean, I have players.
Here, I'll knock mine out first. Mine will be quick. Mine's 5 minutes. It has a timer on it, so. The game. Most recent MVPs for each team has the team,
boy.
obviously, the year, and the position that he played. You guys see it? All right.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. I have the answers in front of me. I didn't take this quiz, actually. I actually think I could get a lot of these, to be fair.
Chris Bryant, number 1.
All right.
Well, Baltimore, wasn't that Miguel Tejada?
No.
I mean, Cal Ripken. He was Cal Ripken 91. I don't know. Boston, Mookie Betts.
Correct.
White Sox. That would have been Roberts. No, not
No.
Roberts. What was his name first? Jose. Gosh, what was his name?
I can see his name right now too.
Cincinnati first base, Joey Votto. God, 53 third. I don't know. Outfield 97, Larry Walker for Colorado.
Miguel Amaya.
Nope.
Or not Miguel Cabrera. I was just watching the Cubs game.
Oop.
The GOAT, Jose Altuve.
Wow. That's wild.
You're wasting 30 seconds by just your spelling.
I can't spell.
Shohei
Altuve.
Ohtani.
He might be. Yeah, I was saying.
Twice, yeah.
I didn't even see it, but I kind of thought that.
George Brett.
Good one.
Stanton.
Yeah.
Joe Mauer.
Judge.
All rise.
Mark.
No, 2000. That's Tejada. Miguel Tejada. JADA.
Bryce Harper.
Bring Ellie up.
What's his McCutcheon?
Andrew McCutcheon. Caminetti.
You know, now that I'm typing these in, we've done this quiz before.
Ken Caminetti.
Because I remember that exact answer right there, Caminetti.
Paul Goldschmidt. I've never done this quiz. You guys
Outfield 2001 Ken Griffey. No, wait, 2001. That would have been
Oh, you should know this one.
Seattle. Ichiro. Buster Posey for the next one. Josh Donaldson for Toronto. And
You missed this one.
Huh?
If you miss this Texas one, I'm gonna be very upset.
Garcia?
Nope. Who?
Aldoris Garcia?
In 2010?
I don't know. I didn't even look at the year. That's just all after 2010. What's his name? He was the drug dude.
Yeah, he was.
Come on, home run king guy. What was his name? Bryce?
Oh,
I'm trying to think of it.
Lefty. Josh Hamilton.
He could hit some tanks.
Okay.
One of the best
White
books I've
Sox
ever
in
read, by the way.
Cleveland.
White Sox is that Jose.
Yeah, you will not get Cleveland, I'm gonna be honest.
Jose. He's on the freaking Astros now.
Oh, he's not on them anymore. He's long gone, but he was. They're still paying him, so I guess technically you could say that.
Jose.
Isn't it like a Menez or something?
No. God.
Just type in Jose. Yeah, it should work, right?
Nope. Got to get the last name.
Did you hit enter?
You don't hit enter. It does it automatically.
Oh.
Oh my! This one's gonna piss me off. He's real tall too.
I'll give you a hint.
What? What's the hint?
Look at the screen.
Jose Altuve.
No. Jose, and I was thinking an A, but I can't. Jose Allen, Jose Abreu.
Abreu.
Damn it!
Yeah.
And then
I
for
knew-
Cleveland, I am going to say
If you guys get this, I'll pass out.
Robinson.
Nope.
No. 53.
Give up.
Yeah, I don't know who. I didn't know anybody from the Cleveland from 1953.
Why did it say 24 out of 27?
Yeah, I think they were. I was kind of wondering that too.
Are we missing one?
No. Well, you're missing this one. I don't know why he does that, but
They quit.
Al Rosen.
So how do we get 24 out of
Oh, you had it scrolled down.
Oh, I think you guys would have got those.
Cunha? Yeah, and Yeldich. Probably would have got those.
Yeah, you would have got those. My bad. All right, that's my game.
You want me to go? Or you want to go, Bryce?
Let Bryce go last.
Okay. So I have 3 guys, but I'm gonna make you do one. I'm gonna give you the choice. The first one guy, he retired in 2010. The next guy retired in 2020.
Oh,
Or the last guy you could pick retired in 2024. So which one do you want?
I want
either the
24.
last two. No, not 24. That one I feel like do 20. 2020.
All right. 2020. You already got a hint on where
Go ahead, Bryce.
Baseball.
Yes.
AL.
No.
NL Central.
He was best known for NL Central. But he did have a good season in AL. One season.
Yankees scored 10 runs in the bottom of the 7th, Roy.
Damn.
12-2
Let's go with the Cardinals.
No.
Cubs.
Yes.
Damn it, I didn't want to say that first. Retired in 2020.
Yep.
Infielder.
No.
I thought I knew who it was.
I haven't been listening to the clues. What do we got?
He's a Cub that retired in 2020. Outfielder.
Nope.
Pitcher.
Yep. You could know him for all 4 teams, I would think.
I mean, my first guess would be John Lester.
No.
Did Craig Kimball retire, Josh, in 2020?
No, he's still playing.
Yeah. Chapman's
I have a
still
question.
playing.
Yes. What's your question?
Hold on. Trying to think in my head before I say it. Did this pitcher? God, am I blanking on? Did this pitcher also pitch for the Boston Red Sox?
No.
Hmm.
You're at 10.
I think he played for the Red Sox.
Well, this guy did
Who are you
not.
talking about, Josh?
Well, I don't want to say it. I want to guess it now.
Don't guess it. Just tell me.
My guess was John Lackey. I have a mix of. I don't think he played. It's either the Red Sox or the Cardinals. I swear he pitched for Boston. I don't know.
And Arrieta retired around that time, but I don't know him for pitching for much other teams.
I bet you Arrieta was probably the 24 one. Jake Arrieta, I don't think played for Baltimore, Cubs. I don't think Jake Arrieta. No. The Jake, you want to guess it?
Sure, Arrieta.
No.
I didn't think so. Is he the 20? This is not a guess. Was he the 2024 guy?
No.
Oh, Wells hit a grand slam, by the way. That's how they scored so many runs. Cubs pitcher.
You might want to try maybe guess some of the other teams they played for. Because he played for the Cubs. I mean, that's where one of his better times. I'll give you hints after. I mean, when you get to 14.
God, every time I think of a Cubs pitcher, I go way back, not
Yeah.
somewhat recent. You said he played for an American League team, right?
Played for 2 American League teams.
Is one of them the Yankees?
No.
I don't have a fucking clue. We don't have enough guesses to get the 4 teams.
Yeah.
You're at 12.
Yeah, but we need more than one guess. You said he's a pitcher, right, Bryce?
Yeah.
Did you ask if he's a starter?
Mm-hmm. You can ask that if you want.
Is this pitcher a starter, Roy?
Yes, he is.
All right, let me think. He retired in 2020, so he's probably 2010s for the most part.
Yeah.
Who was pitching for the Cubs in 2010? They were terrible.
Yeah.
Until their World Series. Name the World Series team, Bryce. Give me the best starters from the World Series. Lester?
I already did. Lester and Arrieta. I'm trying to remember. I've been trying to remember the other ones this whole time. And Hendricks.
Was he on the World Series team with the Cubs?
No, I didn't think he would be. If it wasn't one of those 3 players.
I'll give you a hint now because you're at 14. He was traded 2 years before they won the World Series.
Yeah, see, then that's tough for me to remember that. I wasn't really watching baseball.
Bryce, the only shot that I have to get it is to find out the team that he retired with.
Okay, you can try.
The last team that he played for and retired with, were they in the American League?
No.
NL West?
Yes.
Padres?
No.
Dodgers?
You're at 18. I'll give it to you. It's the Giants.
So he went his way to the Giants. He retired with the Giants.
There were rumors he was going to be traded to the Yankees. He never got there, though.
All the names I'm getting are just too old to be 2020.
God, I'm going to know this one, too. That's the worst part. I'll know the name.
You'll know the name. You know who he is once you hear it.
Giants. I mean, you're picking some of the teams that I've watched the least amount of baseball in my life.
I tried. That was my goal, was to pick players that you would not probably watch much on the West Coast and stuff.
And the Cubs are also not high on that list in the past.
Especially not in the time that he's talking about. The horrible teams.
Let me just think of Giants pitchers. It's not Tim Lincecum.
I thought about him at one point, and I thought, man,
it's not Ryan Vogelsong.
That'd be too easy for you.
It's not John Lackey.
No.
I don't have a fucking guess.
I don't either.
It's not Matt Cain.
That's another one.
I don't know. I don't have anything.
I'll give you a hint on the 4 teams. Would I help you at all if I give you the 4?
Yeah.
All right, start with the Cubs, the Oakland A's, the White Sox, then the Giants.
That didn't help me at all.
Yeah, I have no idea.
I thought it might just off the top of your head, might think, oh, wait. Yeah, I remember him being.
Who is it?
Jeff Samardzija.
I do
I've
know
never heard of that guy.
See, yeah.
You've never heard of Jeff
I know who that is.
Samardzija?
See, that's the problem when we ask you the first team, we're trying to get the team he's most known for. For me, it's not the Cubs.
Jeff, I mean, that's where he started with him.
To me, he's an
That's where he
athletic.
got his
I knew him as an athletic.
Are you him as an athletic? That's he got traded there. in midseason.
I remember Jeff Samardzija playing for the Athletics.
Yeah,
He was there for multiple years, wasn't he?
No, he was only there 1 year, 2014.
Wow,
and he was traded there. He was with the Cubs, was having a great year in 2013, 2014, got traded to the A's for the rest of that year. And then for prospects, signed with the White Sox for a year and then went to the Giants.
Do you know who the trade was?
Do I want to? Here, I'll tell you right here. Hold on.
I remember him playing for the Cubs. I do remember that. But I really remember him for the Athletics. But I also remember him. I do remember his career with the Giants at the end. But I
was wondering if that trade won us the World Series.
He got traded for Addison Russell.
Yeah, that's who my guess was originally.
Dan Strela and Billy McKinney.
I was just watching Addison Russell highlights today.
So that's who he got traded for in 2014.
Addison Russell was a stud.
Yeah, he's a bad person.
Yeah.
Not a good dude. All right. Bryce, you have a game?
All right. Yeah, I do have a game. It's just kind of a collective effort game, all of us. We're going to be building our perfect baseball player. And this is not going to include pitching, okay? Just perfect position player. And I'm going to start off with I want
to ask a question before we do it. Are we doing all time or are we doing current players?
Current players.
Okay.
Damn, I had a good answer for one. Now I can't.
We'll start off with their build, like their height, their weight, like kind of their build to their body. My pick is probably Mike Trout.
Yeah, I'd go with that.
I think he's a pretty good sized player. I like Aaron Judge with his height, but it's just too hard to hit a
baseball. I think his height actually hurts him just a bigger strike zone if you're building a perfect player.
Yeah. No, Mike Trout sounds good.
We'll go to IQ now.
Oh,
who's a really smart baseball player?
You know what? He was a really smart. Anthony Rizzo was a very smart.
Very smart. You're right.
Is he on a team? Does that count?
They're not on a team right now.
Technically, no.
So he has to be on a team.
I mean, we could take it, but he is the reason they did the infield fly rule, isn't he?
Yeah.
I mean, he's also the one.
Yeah, that's a good one. We can use Rizzo.
He's also the one that that got hit by a ground ball, so they wouldn't get double play.
Yeah.
To get Judge
that's a good one.
I mean, Rizzo was just a smart player.
I like that one. We're gonna go to arm strength now.
Are you talking infield or outfield?
Anything.
I'm
probably taking Ellie De La Cruz.
I also probably take Ellie De La Cruz.
I mean, that guy.
Him or
I think Tatis has a good arm too. Fernando.
Oh, yeah, Fernando. Yeah.
I mean, one of those guys, either of those three guys would have a hell of an arm. Even Judge has a hell of an arm.
Yeah.
We're going to go to speed.
I mean, Ellie.
Chandler Simpson.
Oh, Simpson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For him, I probably would have said like Pete Crow or like Corbin Carroll or someone. Dude, now that he's up, man, it's him. My God.
Power. I think it's got to be Giancarlo.
Well, Giancarlo generates it because of his swing. So that's almost like the way he swings, he generates it. If you're talking pure power, dude, I think it's Aaron Judge. But,
I think Judge.
But I know what you're saying. Like if you're talking about home run distances, I would say Stanton then. Another person I'd put on there is O'Neal Cruz.
O'Neal Cruz, yeah.
When he gets them, dude, they are long gone. Get them like that.
Contact. I think it's a pretty obvious
Luis Horizon.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Clutch ability, like hitting with runners on base.
This one's gonna kill me to say this out loud.
I mean, Soto's who I would say, but I want to hear your answer.
I have two. One's Juan Soto, but the other one's Alex Bregman. But that one maybe is more opportunity versus production. I would probably say Juan Soto though.
I thought
every time Juan Soto gets a clutch at bat, it seems like he comes through. Fucking
Next one is
Sorry.
stealing ability. So we have their speed, but not everybody who's super fast is good at stealing. So
I mean,
I think there's 2 players in my mind.
I still think
I think it's either Otani or Ronald Acuna Jr.
that was mine. I was gonna say Ronald, but now I mean he's injured. I mean, what are you gonna do about that? But I was gonna say Ronald Acuna
I'd say Cunha. I'd give it to him.
or Ellie. Ellie's still.
I mean, Ellie's good, but he doesn't
Yeah.
go. I'd still go with Cunha.
Let's go to their durability now. People that can play a long time and not get hurt.
Oh, I got my answer.
Who is it?
Jose Ramirez.
True.
I don't know if he's missed a game in 5 years.
I
I was
forget
actually kind of thinking Andrew McCutcheon.
Yeah.
Has he ever been hurt?
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, he's had such a long career, but I mean, yeah,
he's had
but,
some injury years, but nothing too bad.
nothing that like another hamstring.
I forget about Jose Ramirez because he's in Cleveland, so
underpaid star in I'll tell you what, when I talk to grandkids, they'll be like, who's the most underrated player you ever watched? Right now it's Jose Ramirez without a doubt.
I don't know why people still call him underrated. He's a top 5 player
because he plays in Cleveland. No one talks about him.
nobody likes
and no one
Cleveland.
watches him, and he doesn't get paid a lot.
The next one we're going. There's 3 left. Swing, like their actual swing.
You talking about
how good it
Otani?
looks, like the look,
Like how it looks and how
doesn't matter about the effect, just how it looks when he swings. Like if you could put a perfect swing on somebody.
I mean, I like the way Mike Trout swings.
Mike Trout's one of my guys.
Yeah.
And I don't mind Otani's swing. It's just that Japanese swing.
My other one. Who, Josh?
Well, mine does not look crazy great, but it plays so well. Is Bobby Witt? Bobby Witt's got if you could teach a perfect swing to a child, it's Bobby Witt's swing, but it doesn't look very cool. It's just a regular swing.
I was gonna say Cody Bellinger's swing.
Yeah, see, that's like the total opposite. That one looks cool, but good lord, you probably wouldn't want to teach that.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I like Kyle Tucker's swing.
I like Kyle Tucker.
Kyle Tucker's swing is different, though.
We talk about MLB The Show. That's a different fucking baby.
I don't think Kyle Tucker's that appealing on his swing because he doesn't come off of he stays attached to his hip all the way through. So
whose swing I do like is Tatis. Tatis has a good looking swing.
Yeah, he does have a good swing.
He has long arms, dude, and he holds that bat up. Looks good.
Mike Trout is just so quick to the ball. And he's on top of it.
And he's balanced all the time.
Yeah.
I mean, I like Bryce Harper because he's thrown every goddamn thing on his body into that.
Like that.
I mean,
look at his swings from like when he was a big prospect at like 16 years old. It's still the same idea.
Oh yeah.
Weeks,
I mean, he gives everything to that swing.
Yeah, you're right.
I mean, Kyle Schwarber has a nice swing.
Yeah. If we were doing all time, there's only one answer.
Ken Griffey Jr.
Ken Griffey Jr.
Easily.
Without a doubt. That thing is the silkiest. You know who else has a really good silky swing? Robinson Cano. He had a good one.
Yeah, he did.
Man, he would do that little bat wiggle right before and then just lefty stroke, dude. Lefties have it good. I
just watched the video on Robinson Cano about how nonchalant he made everything look, and
I know. Yep. I always whenever Glaber came up and had that juice ball 2020 and hit 40, everyone always said because he always did everything so nonchalantly. Everyone always compared it to him, just a righty version, and then
yeah.
We got two more. Let's go with an eye. How well they see strikes and balls.
Juan Soto.
That's
what
I thought as well.
Well, there's a lot of people like that now, but still.
And then the last one's glove. Who has just the best glove? They don't have to get to the ball, but who makes the best catches and stuff?
Makes the best catches. I mean, it could be a lot of people.
Yeah.
And we're saying
infielders or outfielders.
I was gonna say if we're saying best type of plays, dude, I'll tell you what, Manny Machado's got a highlight reel of third baseman. So does Nolan Arenado.
I didn't think about him.
Yeah, I wasn't thinking third baseman at all.
I was thinking shortstops.
I was kind of thinking Frankie Lindor for shortstop, like an infielder. He makes some good plays.
I think
Bobby
Manny's
Wick.
got a better
Bobby Wick
highlight.
gets the balls, man.
Yeah.
I was also kind of thinking Julio Rodriguez for an outfielder. He robs a lot of home runs.
Trying to think, yeah. To me, it's one of the third basemen that I said. But if you're talking outfielders, I mean, everybody makes crazy good plays. I'll tell you what, who had a lot of crazy highlight reels. He just retired was Kevin Kiermaier. That dude had a crazy highlight reel too. I mean, Pete Crow Armstrong's probably going to have a good one once he builds
Yeah,
it,
he will be there soon.
but he doesn't have it yet, technically, I guess. But yeah, one of those guys probably. I probably would go a third baseman, but
I think we built a pretty good player.
I mean, yeah.
That
I mean,
that was all
MLB's
I
got
had.
a lot of good players and a lot of young players.
Unless you had another attribute you wanted to talk about, but I think I covered them all.
yeah. All right. I don't have anything else, you guys.
Nope.
All right. Hit the like button, subscribe, comment. Someone leave a comment. I like to read one. Peace. We'll see you next week.